Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, September 17th, at 3:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 671 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Top Russian diplomat's secret life with millionaire mistress exposed. Eric Trump asks question about his dad, gets the same stinging response. Bill Barr reportedly warned Trump swing voters think he's a f***ing a-hole before election. 15-year-old girl laughed about killing Seattle jogger with car, police say. 2 ex-Miami officers, who were Bad Boys fans, to begin prison sentences. Hungry and overwhelmed Texas town, migrants slip back into Mexico for food and water. Soft-spoken cop dies of COVID less than year after joining Texas Police Department. 1 in 538, map sparks fight over electoral vote in Nebraska. Local matters, Wisconsin House Speaker acting as shadow governor. Jane Powell, Hollywood Golden Age musical star, dies at 92. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Apple online store down ahead of iPhone 13 and 13 Pro pre-orders, Mac rumors. New York Giants Daniel Jones, Kenny Golladay frustrated, but they'll work through it, SBN.com. Pandemic politics fuel long-shot Republican challenges to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, NBC News. What are nuclear-powered submarines and how do they work? Australia's firepower ambitions explained, CNN. Shins how 12 astronauts return to Earth after 3-month space station mission, Space News. Alex Murdaugh's legal team is casting a defense that doesn't exist, lawyer for his former housekeeper says, CNN. Such a polite Elon Musk-Jeff Bezos exchange, if only it was like this all the time, NDTV. Russia's authoritarianism and political crackdown could get worse after weekend vote, experts say, CNBC. Philippines refuses to work with ICC war on drugs probe, CNN. Bill Barr reportedly warned Trump swing voters think he's a f***ing a-hole before election, Yahoo News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Jennifer Aniston recalls the brutal thing about the Friends reunion show. New book reveals Trump's apoplectic reaction to McConnell congratulating Biden. Nancy Pelosi reveals the dismissive way she now refers to Trump. Tucker Carlson gets accidentally owned by his own damning on-screen graphic. Colbert gets fiery with burning idea for how Trump can celebrate his rioters. Jimmy Kimmel trolls Trump and his supporters with a brutal video reminder. It's so much worse this time, exhausted intensive care unit nurse says of current COVID-19 surge. Newsmax host loses his mind when guest criticizes Trump, cut him off now. House Republican who voted to impeach Trump won't run again. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Mother arrested after abuse is caught on camera. Viewer helps reunite man with dementia with family. Police asking for information in fatal hit and run. PD, 8-year-old girl reported missing found safe. Suspect in fatal police shooting was a felon. Teens arrested after Blues prospect robbed. Victims of Wicker Park paintball attack speak out. Area schools see reduction in coronavirus cases. Widow gets help after her husband missed hearing while he was in coma. Trooper uses makeshift lasso to capture loose horse. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. FDA vaccine panel to consider Pfizer booster shots. Economics needs to reckon with what it doesn't know. A flooded stadium went viral, but the Somerset Patriots didn't quit. In a Pennsylvania town, tainted water was only the beginning. Parents of students with disabilities try to make up for lost year. Robert Gates ran the Pentagon. Can he help save the NCAA? Debunking the pro-Trump rights claims about the January 6th riot. What's changing in the new FAFSA and what's not? Don't let Trump steal the show but stop the steal. Excerpts from the Times' interview with Robert Gates. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. David Marcus, Occupy Wall Street is still hurting America. Gabby Petito's dead blasts Brian Laundrie's family and their version of love. Kash Patel, Millie, Biden admin peddling false facts on China phone call controversy. Man meant to be deported in 2016 sentenced to 45 years in prison for attempted murder of Colorado officer. Murder suspect arrested 9 years after North Carolina college student Faith Hedgepeth killing. Sexual abuse of Olympic athletes, the FBI's shocking, inexplicable failure. Greg Gutfeld, late-night hosts have given in to the woke mob to celebrate Climate Week. Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy killed off-duty after car slams into pole. Tucker Carlson, open borders means the death of young Americans, but Biden doesn't care. Wisconsin SUV murders, one Minnesotist is packed in custody, another at large, authorities say. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, September 17th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Amazing Marvel costumes for kids. Sportsline Week 2 AFC West picks. We'll see the Broncos play a very clean game, says Sportsline's Larry Hartstein. NFL Week 2 AFC East preview. Wasn't that last week the Miami Dolphins beat the New England Patriots? The Patriots beat themselves, says CBS Boston's Steve Burton. The struggles were real. Actor Don Darryl Rivera on CBS and documentary Ghostlight, the year Broadway went dark. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Grandfather builds mini SpaceX module with working doors for grandson who wants to be an astronaut. Eco mob block M25 in Surrey for the third time this week. Amazon shoppers say this reusable cooling eye mask works wonders on puffy tired eyes and migraines. When will you retire? The average age is 59 but many will work longer. Priti Patel orders police to take decisive action against Insulate Britain after M25 protest. And, relax, this laid-back lizard cuts a chilled figure as it reclines in Indonesia. Grab Philips Lumia Prestige IPL hair removal device for its lowest price ever at $299.99 on Amazon. Violence against women should be treated as seriously as terrorism, Watchdog says. 9 drowned swimming off French coast amid storms. Emma Raducanu says she hasn't decided how to spend her $1.8 million US Open winnings. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. A landmark submarine deal may be aimed at China, but it has upset France. New government in Lebanon renews central bank audit. French scientist who promoted one of Trump's favorite coronavirus cures may soon be out of a job. Japan governing party begins race to pick Suga's successor. Danes wants to ban some inmates from entering a romance. Cambodia vaccinating 6 to 11-year-olds before schools reopen. Faroese salmon exporter joins chorus, condemns dolphin hunt. Denmark moves to bar some prisoners from meeting new lovers after submarine killer romance controversy. China accuses new U.S., Australian submarine deal of stoking arms race, threatening regional peace. International Criminal Court authorizes investigation into bloody Philippine drug war led by Duterte. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. General Milley cannot undermine civilian authority. The U.S. is not a military junta. Lieutenant Colonel Daniel L. Davis, Ret. British retail sales fall amid supply problems, inflation expectations rise, business live. Coronavirus live news, Cambodia starts vaccinating 6-year-olds, Africa jabs shortfall raises risk of deadly variants. Automakers could be required to install technology to detect drunk drivers. New York will reassign 5,000 school police officers. The Week in Wildlife, in pictures. Far-right groups tell supporters planned Washington rally is a government trap. Denmark to outlaw life sentence prisoners starting new romances. Emma Raducanu returns to homemade dumplings after U.S. Open whirlwind. Schumacher Review, a moving tribute to F1's boy wonder. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. McAuliffe, Youngkin star over vision for Commonwealth in first VA gubernatorial debate. What to expect as FDA advisory panel debates Pfizer COVID booster shots. 10,000 migrants being held under bridge in Texas. 2 charged with murder of an Ireland journalist Lyra McKee. Witnesses, suspect in slaying the 4-met victim at bar. Florida surpasses 50,000 COVID deaths after battling Delta wave. Drone strike kills top ISIS leader wanted for 2017 ambush of Green Berets. Police release body camera image of missing woman after apparent fight with boyfriend. Jane Powell, Hollywood Golden Age musical star, dies at 92. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. New Zealand men abandon Pakistan tour after government security alert. California fires, General Sherman and other sequoias given blankets. Russian election, opposition smart app removed as vote begins. The activist, Priyanka Chopra sorry for a role on reality show. AUKUS, US and UK face international backlash over Australia defence deal. U.S. immigration, thousands gather under bridge at US-Mexico border in growing crisis. Dutch Foreign Minister Sigrid Kaag quits over Afghanistan chaos. Assam shorts, India teenager forced to cover legs with curtain at exam center. China applies to join key Asia-Pacific Trade Pact. Why North Korea's cruise missile launch could worry other nations. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Wyoming wants U.S. to end grizzly bear protections. Dismembered, damaged, undeterred, after Afghanistan, disabled veterans now fight their forever war. Dispatch from Afghanistan, Marine reflects on what he cannot forget. FDA Advisory Committee to decide on boosters, monoclonal antibody treatments allowed for prevention, COVID-19 updates. Father files $1 lawsuit after daughter's haircut by Michigan teacher without permission. Moment of great emotion, Jupiter explosion captured on video by astrophotographer in Brazil. South Dakota man recycles his collection of 1 million aluminum cans to raise $105,000 for Make-A-Wish. Blissful video, troubled travel, police bodycam footage's latest twist in Gabby Petito mystery. Colombian teen draws bird guide to raise awareness. Today in history for September 17th. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Photos, windy fire blows through Sequoia National Forest. Residents displaced by Los Angeles Police Department fireworks explosion demand names of officers, repair of homes. Universal Studios, Six Flags visitors may have to show COVID-19 vaccine proof or test. It's flu shot time, here's how and why to get one. New data affirm it, LA County school safety policies are working as COVID rates are low. LA City Council President Nuri Martinez won't run for mayor in 2022. A water scooter, an AR-15 rifle and a bag of heroin, two arrested at Napa County Lake. Arnold Schwarzenegger says voters were right to retain Newsom, calls GOP field disastrous. LA County Sheriff has legal power to ban gang-like groups of deputies, county lawyers say. California risks forfeiting millions meant for struggling renters, auditor warns. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, September 17, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Leading candidate to become PM of Japan supports gay marriage. China's Shenzhou 12 crew landed safely back to Earth after a 90-day mission in space. Under pressure from Russian government, Google, Apple remove opposition leaders Navalny app from stores as Russian elections begin. Google, Apple remove Navalny app from stores as Russian elections begin. Rediscovered 1931 film Europa to get world premiere in London. A U.S.-backed Uyghur photo exhibit of dozens of people who are missing or alleged to be held in camps in Xinjiang, China, opened in Switzerland on Thursday, prompting Beijing to issue a furious statement accusing Washington of low political tricks. Australia says more U.S. troops to come, plans missile project. South Korean lawmakers mandate cameras in operating rooms after surgery deaths. Ozone hole over the South Pole now larger than Antarctica. Europeans view Germany as a declining power, no more so than in Germany, where a majority, 52%, hold the view that their country is past its golden age. Chances of alien life in our galaxy are much more likely than first thought, scientists claim as they find young stars teeming with organic molecules using Chile's ALMA telescope. Taliban ban female employees from entering Ministry of Women. Fast fashion in the U.S. is fueling an environmental disaster in Ghana. Australia to buy Tomahawk cruise missiles, will get at least 8 nuclear submarines. France cancels Washington reception and tones down celebrations of US French Revolutionary War victory amid submarine spat. The next headlines are from Forbes. Google and Apple take down Putin rival Navalny's app ahead of Russian elections. Surfside, misguided responses to this avoidable disaster. Li Ka-shing's flagship bets on Indonesia's digital future with $6 billion merger. 3 important lessons to commit to. 5. GOP Rep Anthony Gonzalez opts to retire amid primary challenge over vote to impeach Trump. It's time to reassess how we manage the defense industrial base. Thousands of Haitian migrants are waiting in Texas. Here's how many tried to enter the U.S. in the last year. Blackpink's Lisa, Steak, Lee Hi and Kim Ho-jung, the best-selling singles in Korea. Julie Delpy's Netflix series On the Verge celebrates women in their 40s. Ken Burns steps into the ring with Muhammad Ali documentary. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Stop undervaluing smaller institutions. New type of dark energy could solve universe expansion mystery. Did the coronavirus jump from animals to people twice? The fight to manufacture COVID vaccines in lower-income countries. COVID vaccine booster shot shows promise in Israeli study. Discovering allyship at a historically black university. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,732,049,038 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Sitges Film Festival and Film Market Hub unveil finalists for 2021 Sitges Pitchbox. Venice winner El Gran Movimiento picked up for UK distribution by Sovereign Exclusive. Spain's Film Factory closes Germany on Eicher-Balance Mixable, in San Sebastian competition exclusive. Lycée du Star France lures major buyers for India sales exclusive. Thomas Augsburger's Eden Rock Media launches Docs with Reinventing Mirror exclusive. Netflix unveils new Italian originals as Elena Ferrante series begins shoot with Valeria Golino in cast. The Morning Show Season 2 is addicted to the plot twist. TV review. Lionsgate Play streaming platform launched in Malaysia. Lil Nas X drops the mask on a strikingly personal Montero album review. Cop Shop review, Gerard Butler and Joe Carnahan's police station pressure cooker. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. In Texas, officials are reporting a surge in migrants at the southern border this week. Yes, we're calling it Hispanic Heritage Month and we know it makes some of you cringe. A single fire killed thousands of sequoias. Scientists are racing to safe arrest. Minnesota Supreme Court allows the ballot question on changing the Minneapolis police. Hundreds of dead migratory birds in New York City prompt calls for dimming lights. The Trump-Russia probe special counsel has charged a lawyer with lying to the FBI. CBS backtracks on the activist after a backlash, including from one of its hosts. South Carolina lawyer Murdaugh surrenders to face charges in $10 insurance fraud. Idaho is rationing healthcare statewide as it struggles to cope with COVID-19. The following headlines are from The Week. The insanity of leaving Africa unvaccinated. Democratic tax plan is a reckoning for the left. Watch a BBC newscaster explain the US ivermectin boom to a British audience. Late-night hosts get half serious about Nicki Minaj and COVID misinformation, still crack lots of testicle jokes. 5-year-old is one of the youngest people to hike the full Appalachian Trail. Thousands of Haitian migrants are being held under a bridge in Texas. Trump calls Saturday rally in support of January 6 defendants a setup to make him look bad. Doctor who called COVID-19 vaccine needle rape is now on Idaho's largest regional health board. Ohio GOP Rep Anthony Gonzalez, who voted for Trump's impeachment, won't seek re-election. The next headlines are from Universe Today. SpaceX launches 4 civilians to space with Inspiration 4. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, September 17th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Inspiration 4, forced all civilian crew goes to space. Are day and night equal at the equinox? September equinox, all you need to know. The next news is from Politico. Jilted France cancels events over lost submarine deal. How Joe Biden's green agenda threatens the Alaskan wilderness. Pelosi versus everybody, Dems high wire Health Care Act. January 6 probe request sends hundreds of pages to Trump team for review. The nation's cartoonists on the week in politics. Democrats struggle to unearth Afghanistan failures without hitting the White House. Trump endorsement stoked dissension in GOP ranks. Voting begins in crucial Virginia governor race. Gonzalez, House Republican impeach Becker, won't seek re-election. DeSantis opens new war with Biden over COVID treatments. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. NRL 2021 Finals Live Updates, Manly Sea Eagles v Sydney Roosters. Watchdog sites on border travel scheme amid exemption team squeeze. 2 ruled out after abrupt clearance say Panthers in great shape for Eels clash. As it happened, nation tips past 70% vaccinated with at least 1 dose, more NSWLGAs back in lockdown. Body found after unit fire in Sydney's inner west. O'Brien promised churches he would amend gay conversion laws if elected. Shoppers tired and frustrated amid intense Delta strain pressure, says Woolworths boss. I tried to be good at what Nat was good at, Louis opens up on post-origin form slump. Boxall says a fearless Shayna Jack is ready to make her mark. Quaid shines light on another sunny side. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Coronavirus update, Alaska joins Idaho in rationing healthcare as hospitals are packed with COVID patients, and WHO says Africa is being left behind in vaccine push. Market snapshot, U.S. stock futures struggle as options expiries loom and S&P 500 fights to hold on to a weekly gain. Financial crime, shoe company exec embezzled $30 million in failed bid to woo TV news anchor, now he's going to jail. Tesla's Elon Musk praises Chinese automakers, vows to ensure cars' data security, reports. The Wall Street Journal, former Boeing pilot expected to face charges in 737 MAX investigation. Keywords, Republican Rep Anthony Gonzalez, who voted to impeach Trump, won't run for re-election. The big move, I'm a 75-year-old financially secure widow, would it be a mistake to move in with my daughter and son-in-law? The moneyest, I'm getting the short end of the stick, my parents want to split their estate with their grandkids, but I don't have kids. The moneyest, my stepdaughter, 42, hits up her father for $1,000 on a regular basis. It comes out of our joint savings account. How can I stop this? Job hunters are putting their vaccination status on LinkedIn and on their resumes. Should you? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Q&A, due diligence for tech M&A in France, Lixology. Q&A, due diligence for tech M&A in USA, Lixology. Q&A, due diligence for tech M&A in United Kingdom, Lixology. Q&A, due diligence for tech M&A in Belgium, Lixology. Q&A, due diligence for tech M&A in Netherlands, Lixology. Q&A, due diligence for tech M&A in Austria, Lixology. Toyota Motor, Lexus announces mentors for Lexus Design Award 2022, MarketScreener.com. Arizona-based renewable water production firm to address water challenges in Ghana's rural communities and schools, MyJoyOnline.com. Munzer McCancy obituary, Chattanooga Times Free Press. Professor Tim Chang appointed as Vice President for Research and Development, Mirage News. The next headlines are from Quartz. World Bank cancels annual business report. An unexpected Model 3 test drive is raising the hopes of India's Tesla fans. Where the Indian economy stands, 18 months into the pandemic. India's delivery workers are driving a conversation about long hours and low pay. How the first truly continental railroad could change North American trade. SpaceX's Inspiration 4 mission is an inflection point for the orbital economy. Why are steel prices so high when iron ore prices have crashed? Because, China. New books will be hard to come by for the rest of the year. You say Zomato, I say IPO. The Met's new fashion exhibit seeds to internet culture. The following headlines are from TechDirt. CD Projekt Red issues trademark strike for board game with a cyberpunk theme on itch.io. China's game controllers ignore emergent order. DEA returned $87,000 it helped Nevada law enforcement steal from an ex-Marine. Elizabeth Warren threatens Amazon for selling books containing misinformation, perhaps forgetting the First Amendment. Federal court blocks enforcement of Florida's new anti-riot law. Daily Deal, the 2021 CompTIA Security Infrastructure Expert Bundle. 8th Circuit's bizarre ruling in Devin Nunes slap suit against reporter Ryan Lizza. AT&T hopes you'll ignore it routinely finances terrible politicians doing terrible things. The Los Angeles Police Department is asking city residents to hand over social media account info to feed to its unsupervised monitoring software. Scouts BSA seek to end Girl Scouts trademark lawsuit by brazenly claiming no confusion does or will exist. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Michayo Tsujimya, Trevor Mowat, Cruz Azul, Devious Licks, Jane Powell, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Faith Hedgepeth, Nikita Dragon, Mayim Bialik, Shiba Inu Coin. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Apple and Google delete Navalny's smart voting app after top Russian officials accuse U.S. tech giants of election interference. Australia made very clear to France submarine deal could be scrapped, PM Morrison says, after Paris brands it stab in the back. If I break his nose, I want $5K, North America's top arm wrestler in War of Words with Game of Thrones giant Thor head of fight. RT film about Afghanistan, Rupley Agency are nominated for 8 awards. China officially applies to join Asia-Pacific Free Trade Pact. Fitch downgrades global GDP forecast due to pandemic-related setbacks. Indonesia deeply concerned by arms race and power projection in region after Australian nuclear sub-deal. Russia to slow down payments to cryptocurrency exchanges as Moscow seeks to stop citizens from impulse purchases of Bitcoin. Chinese space station builder safely returned to Earth after breaking national record in orbit. Video. No amount of Chinese propaganda can knock Australia from nuclear submarine treaty with US and UK, Defense Minister. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. European Climate Bank, ECB to scrutinize bank trading books for climate change risk. COVID-19 vaccine passport mandatory in Italy for all private sector workers, officials. EU digital policy chief Vestager says Eurozone cannot rely on a few very big chip suppliers to alleviate global shortage. Why does no one ever talk about Sweden anymore? Fire at UK-France subsea power cable could trigger winter blackouts. The major beneficiary of the Afghanistan crisis. The new Federalist Party, Biden moved forward with the greatest federalization push since Adams. Climate crusading billionaires to take their private jets to Davos again next year. Bin Laden's former right-hand man has resurfaced. Does it matter? China applies to join CPTPP trade pact, boasts its leadership will leave U.S. increasingly isolated. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Italy makes COVID-19 Green Pass mandatory for all workers. UK Culture Secretary's medieval burqa comments decried. Progressives are wrong, the forever war is not over. South Africa's top court rejects Zuma's bid to overturn sentence. Afghans who fled Panjshir, everything can change by the hour. Thousands of migrants camp under US Mexico bridge. Did the pandemic signal the end of the American era? Libya's interim government must end civil society crackdown. Israel's Pegasus, is your phone a 24-hour surveillance device? Argentina Vice President leads cabinet revolt against president. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Virginia teacher, teaching students to follow directions is white supremacy. Cruz, man-made crisis in Del Rio due to political decision by Biden admin to halt deportation flights to Haiti. Report, Biden failed to persuade Joe Manchin to support $3.5 trillion spending bill. Tom Brenneman claims fans want him back despite anti-gay slur. Watch, Giants' Nick Gates suffers gruesome leg injury on Thursday Night Football. Exclusive, Border Patrol to shut down all sector checkpoints as migrant border bridge detention camp swells to 10K. Arnold Schwarzenegger, better for California to stay with Newsom, as state faces several crises. State, federal officials dispute whether Texas was asked to shut down border ports of entry due to migrant crisis. FNC's Malugan, new FAA rule keeps us from filming Del Rio situation with drone, we've used it at border for 7 months without issue. California Democrats waste no time launching recall election law reform after Newsom's victory. The next headlines are from UPI News. Stop for gas earns Maryland woman a $50,000 lottery prize. Watch, moose relocated after wandering into traffic, hitting car. Disney fans' Cars collection earns Guinness World Record. Lamb on the loose at the University of Utah. Look, Winnie the Pooh's cottage available for rental stays in England. Watch, two escaped zebras captured after wandering into Wisconsin road. Snake knocks out power for entire North Carolina town. Scooter riding dog and cat duo earn Guinness World Record. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Premature baby born so small it was kept alive in a sandwich bag has defied the odds to start school. Stories or music can't synchronize the heartbeats of everyone listening into a single rhythm. If left to regrow, Brazil's Atlantic forest could recover faster and store more carbon cheaper than tree planting. World's largest floating office opens in Rotterdam and it is designed for climate change resilience. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, September 17th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. CNN, Justice Clarence Thomas says judges are asking for trouble when they wade into politics. Hospital staff must swear off Tylenol, Tums to get religious vaccine exemption. Hospital CEO aims to educate staff on the full scope of what they're claiming. Sheriff, Michigan lawmaker in jail had hidden handcuff key. Russian cryogenics firm owner's bitter divorce leads the wife to invade ex-husband's storage. She stole the brains and bodies of wealthy Americans who had paid $36,000 to have their bodies preserved to be later brought to life. Airbnb host denies metal fan lodging due to disturbing music taste. Steel Panther guitarist speaks on hiring female bassist. If we get girl in band, first thing we got to do at audition is for her to suck all our dicks. Companies are so desperate to fill jobs they're getting rid of drug tests. Jail, warning for Mikey Eichelschieß's Illusion Excalibur Max in Miss Walker. UN urges moratorium on use of AI that imperils human rights. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Surprise, surprise, Facebook is ignoring Instagram's harmful impact on teens. I don't do meetings on Fridays, here's why you shouldn't either. Facebook adopts a new troll battling technique, but it's got bigger problems from its past. The AirPods 3 were a no-show, but don't count them out yet. Scientists find the molecules necessary for life swirling the newborn planets. iPhone 13 benchmarks are in, and Apple leaves Android in the dust, again. Physicists think we've detected the dark energy ripping our universe apart. The problem with looking happy at work. Flying cars, air taxis, and passenger drones fight for the skies. Thrust yourself to the top of an IT hiring search with this CompTIA security certification collection. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Jaws, or How an African Ray-finned Fish is Helping to Rethink the Fundamentals of Evolution. Blue Food Revolution to Tackle Climate Change and Malnutrition. Patients with multiple sclerosis show robust T-cell responses to COVID-19 vaccines. COVID-19 virus is evolving to get better at becoming airborne, new study shows. Consuming fruit and vegetables and exercising can make you happier. Low oxygen levels are pushing fish into shallower waters, with potentially devastating impacts for fisheries and ecosystems. Studies biased toward genomes of people with European ancestry still predict cancer risk in diverse groups, research finds. Link between inflammation and pancreatic cancer development uncovered. Cancer cells' unexpected genetic tricks for evading the immune system. Friend or foe? Researchers investigate the mysterious microbes living inside corals. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, September 17th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA to announce landing site for Artemis lunar robotic rover. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Moab Bodycam captures Gabby Petito, fiancé after reported domestic problem. Police compare notes on Gabby Petito's disappearance, couple killed in Moab. Intermountain to merge with Colorado-based hospital system. Utah Attorney General Reyes says Biden's proposed COVID vaccine mandate would be unconstitutional. Jana Reese, LuLaRoe and the shadow side of Mormon gender roles. Former second-round pick Jarrell Brantley waived by Utah Jazz. Bagley cartoon, sign at the Times. Thanks returns to Salt Palace, with thousands of fans masking up against the COVID-19 pandemic. Take a tour of the historic homes in Salt Lake City's earliest suburb. For former Bayou star Max Hall, a controversial t-shirt sparks a conversation about addiction, rivalries and forgiveness. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Razer says its new mechanical keyboards have near zero input latency. Amateur astronomer spots possible new impact flash at Jupiter. Ozone hole over Antarctica larger than usual, scientists say. U.S. judge sentences crypto hedge fund scammer to over 7 years in prison. Free our evil ransomware master decryptor released for past victims. Lucid Air Electrics at NZips by Tesla with EPA rated 520-mile range. China intensifies hunt for cryptocurrency miners in hiding. WhatsApp reinvents the yellow pages. AMC theaters will accept cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. Tech giants used loopholes to duck merger reviews, FTC says. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Child COVID-19 cases hit new high record in Jefferson County. St. Louis County High School employee charged after alleged sex with students. B-2 stealth bomber out of service after emergency landing in Missouri. New Missouri health director on state law limiting health officials' authority, this is one that wants me. Study finds black St. Louisans subjected to police force 4 times more than white people. 8 St. Louis County officers receive Missouri Attorney General's Back the Blue Award. Majority of all BJC employees have met COVID vaccine mandate deadline. Great Forest Park balloon glow and races back after a COVID cancellation. Eureka abuzz as Clayton Eckhart reportedly tapped to be ABC's Bachelor. The International Space Station flies over St. Louis tonight. How to get alerts when it happens again. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. San Diego unified to discuss vaccine mandate for students, staff at next board meeting. SEC reaches settlements with Sweetwater Union District, ex-CFO for filing false reports. After 25 years abroad, USS Curtis Wilbur arrives in new San Diego home port. My murals are for the people. Chula Vista Duo drives community pride by painting. Man arrested on suspicion of 4 San Diego shootings dating to 2019. Imperial Beach Pier to remain closed for repairs at least 2 weeks. Man sentenced to prison for North County hit and run that killed teen girl. County reports 530 new cases, 11 deaths in pandemic of the unvaccinated. Comic-Con to require vaccination or negative COVID test, badges on sale soon. 2 more popular restaurants coming to San Diego Seaport Village. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. German Army receives latest version of iconic Leopard 2 tank. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. US snubs EU, announces defense deal with Australia and Britain to counter China. Me Too setback in court for CCTV intern, Q&A with scholar Darius Longarino. Red New Deal or A New Deal, unraveling China's astonishing barrage of regulatory action. EU challenges China's Belt and Road Initiative with global infrastructure program. British artist tells story of China versus the West in series of paintings. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, September 17, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Victim stabbed in stomach following argument in Santa Rosa, police. Neighbors concerned about speeding, dangerous drivers in Redwood City. FDA panel to review Pfizer booster shots. With the recall behind him, Newsom must consider hundreds of bills on his desk. Livermore student arrested, accused of threatening harm on campus. VTA light rail service returns to full service. Bay Area school districts to consider vaccine mandates for staff, students. Pfizer releases side effects experienced after booster shots. Fairness is not on trial, Holmes defense attorney tells judge. Happy Mexican Independence Day, what to know about September 16th. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Boeing to build Navy aircraft at Mid-America, invest $200 M. British computing inventor Clive Sinclair dies at 81. Hopkins converts second chance, Washington beats Giants 30-29. Tatis slugs 39th homer, Padres beat Giants 2 gain on cards. Rittenhouse hearing to decide on evidence allowed at trial. Lyle man killed in Naperville motorcycle crash. Candidates emerge to succeed longtime DuPage County Board Chairman. Sad to see that close, Sears soon will end its 50-year run at Woodfield. Plans move forward for new Beef Shack restaurant in St. Charles. As FDA ponders booster shots, Illinois shows a huge gap in vaccination rates. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. History, how the Seattle PI played a pivotal role in the kidnapping case of George Weyerhaeuser. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Red alert for Tropical Cyclone Chengdu 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 5.037 million. Drought is ongoing in Russia. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, September 17th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Brian Laundrie's sister breaks silence on Gabby Petito in ABC exclusive. She's like a sister. Postal worker shoots man after argument near Midtown flower shops, HPD said. Amber Alert issued for 6-year-old kidnapped from mom's car at Pearland Event Center, police say. Rain chance increases this weekend, fall front expected next week. FDA strikes cautious tone ahead of COVID vaccine booster meeting. 25-year-old man charged with murder in North Houston gas station killing, sources tell ABC 13. Houston organization aims to bridge communication gap between HISD parents and educators. Neighbors call for change after 8-year-old walking to bus stop was hit by driver in N. Harris Company. Why this Texas Rangers pitcher has some Houstonians rooting against the Astros. Father shot by stray bullet while sleeping with his 3 kids nearby, wife now terrified. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. The latest, Germany awards its leader of Afghanistan airlift. Latest updates on barbecue restrictions during Taiwan's Moon Festival. Weather Bureau expects perfect conditions for moongazing during Mid-Autumn Festival. Navalny app removed from online stores as Russian polls open. Lebanon signs contract for forensic audit of central bank. Hungary, statue honoring mysterious Bitcoin founder unveiled. Latest, Sri Lanka extends lockdown until October 1st. South Africa, top court upholds ex-president's jail sentence. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Extra extra, has the pandemic turned you into an insomniac? Organizer behind Fairfest of Pizza banned from hosting events, ordered to pay $300,000. Grand Prospect Mall denied landmark status, activists appeal directly to new owner. Mexican seaside pleasures await at Mariscos El Submarino in Jackson Heights. Video, the morning show captures the eeriness of early pandemic NYC. In pandemic's aftermath, calls grow for NYC to regulate commercial rents. These New Yorkers are willing to risk their jobs over COVID-19 vaccines. MTA is breaking pandemic-era ridership records, but only half of riders are back. 16 COVID cases linked to Electric Zoo, all attendees, even without symptoms, urged to get tested. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Venezuela's glimmer of hope. The Barilla Foundation report highlights need for food companies to align with sustainable development goals. Bachelet calls for major rethink over impact of sanctions on human rights. Venezuela's justice system aiding repression, human rights probe. Africa faces 470 million COVID-19 vaccine shortfall this year. Annual Secretary General's report reveals the world tested to the limit. Torture, killings, lawlessness, still blight Burundi's rights record. UN Women's Feminist Roadmap tackles triple crises of jobs, care and climate. 77 million children have spent 18 months out of class, reopen schools, urges UNICEF. Act now to slow climate change and protect the planet, urges UN chief. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Despite mandates, Biden Commerce Secretary claims nobody is being forced to take COVID vaccine. Rand Paul, General Milley should be removed, court-martialed if secret calls to China are confirmed. Australia continues its plunge into authoritarianism and military brinkmanship. Teachers in Colorado face year in jail if they don't enforce student mask mandates. Fox News drone finds over 8,200 majority Haitian migrants under Texas bridge after illegally crossing border. More than half of U.S. states vow to fight Biden's vaccine mandate. Massachusetts activates National Guard to bus school children after vax mandate staffing shortages. Local TV asks for stories of unvaxxed dying from COVID, gets over 180K responses of vaccine injured and dead. Los Angeles County to mandate COVID-19 vaccine passports, officials. The federal government just cannot get enough of your face. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. COVID-19 surge forces healthcare rationing in parts of West. Are members of Congress exempt from the federal vaccine mandate? Roundup weed killer settlement scam targets Gmail inboxes. Facebook new for 1/2 years Instagram is bad for teens, despite claiming otherwise. Actor Orlando Bloom hit a great white shark encounter. Polis, first openly gay governor elected, marries in Colorado. Will banks have to report all transactions over $600 to IRS under Biden plan? Does a poignant photo of gay men's choir show devastating impact of HIV/AIDS? Jeopardy! Hosts, Bialik, Ken Jennings will finish 2021. Idle Thai taxis go green with mini gardens on car roofs. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Ongoing clinical trials will decide whether, or not, ivermectin is safe, effective for COVID-19. Experts, no link between COVID-19 vaccines and erectile dysfunction. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. The morning show season 2 is absolutely bonkers. This police department is so bad, a cop reported it to Black Lives Matter. Colbert and Comedy Central back new Charlemagne the God show despite allegations. New Arizona voter fraud report turbocharges the crazy. Will Prince Andrew pay his way out of his Epstein mess? Clint Eastwood takes on toxic masculinity, and himself, in Crime Macho. Should generals break the rules to stop a rogue president? Let Britney Spears enjoy her time offline, you wish you had it, too. Could there be a non-vaccine COVID cure? The next headlines are from the New York Post. The roadblocks to Yankees overcoming their greatest failing. Saquon Barkley has explosive run, but is still working to trust the knee. Yankees Jonathan Loaisiga to throw for first time since shoulder injury. Daniel Jones stepped up, but the Giants didn't. Giants Nick Gates likely out for season after suffering leg fracture. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Where to see the next solar eclipse. Inspiration 4, the first all-civilian space flight, is now in orbit. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Scientists split on COVID vaccine booster shots. White House offers to call Nicki Minaj on COVID vaccine. Forced privately funded trip to orbit going well, but few details released. SpaceX launches all-civilian crew on Inspiration 4 mission. Ozone hole over Antarctica is larger than usual, scientists say. Outcry after more than 1,400 dolphins killed in Faroe Islands. Researchers to study long COVID in thousands of survivors. SpaceX makes history with successful launch of first all-civilian crew to orbit Earth. Pfizer and Moderna support COVID booster shots. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Rep. Richie Torres renews call for vaccine mandate for flights. 8-year-old girl paralyzed after COVID infection triggered autoimmune disease. Idaho coronavirus crisis forces hospitals to ration care, prioritize patients likely to survive, severe shortage of staffing, available beds. Pennsylvania to ration some liquor sales amid supply shortage. Scotland Yard won't investigate Martin Bashir's Princess Diana interview tactics as crime. Jane Powell, star of Hollywood's musical Age, dies at age 92. COVID strikes 19-year-old Alabama councilman who opposed mask mandates. Heinz now selling portable contraption to squeeze ketchup out of packets. London High Court rules Prince Philip's will to be kept private for 90 years. The following headlines are from military.com. Air Force leaders, time to wake up about racial disparities in service. Mildew, mold and dirty toilets, filthy coronavirus quarantine quarters spark review at U.S. base. Storage company must pay airman $60,000 after selling his property while he was deployed. B-2 rolled off runway at Whiteman in emergency landing. Hawaii-based soldier gets 62 years in prison for bludgeoning wife to death. Baby girl born to widow of Marine killed in Kabul bombing. North Korea says it tested rail-launched ballistic missiles. With eye on Iran, Israeli Navy steps up Red Sea presence. France kills Islamic State leader who attacked U.S. military personnel in Niger in 2017. SpaceX launches 4 amateurs on private Earth-circling trip. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Big and burly, with a supersized orange bill, the once rare American white pelican is migrating through Illinois. It's just stunning to watch. New law sets end dates for fossil fuel power plants, but Illinois coal mining remains a huge contributor to climate-changing pollution. Pedestrian killed, 3 injured in Humboldt Park wreck. Fish, birds and flooded basements stand to benefit from marsh restoration at Powderhorn Lake near the Indiana border. Additional information surfaces about a recently reinstated priest accused of sexually abusing minors. Feds, Chicago area company bribed Amtrak official with Bruno Mars tickets, trips, steaks and cigars in $100 million Philadelphia train station renovation. Most Illinois schools have not yet started COVID-19 saliva shield testing. Here's why. Chicago man charged with attempted murder in connection with April shooting in West Woodlawn. Chicago Ald, Jim Gardner, said to be subject of FBI probe, now also faces ethics board inquiry. Mother of teen who drowned at Rogers Park Pier files wrongful death lawsuit against Chicago Park District. The following headlines are from phys.org. Chemical discovery gets reluctant seeds to sprout. Happy SpaceX tourist crew spent first day whizzing around Earth. Desolate villages face famine in Madagascar drought. California wildfires threaten famous giant sequoia trees. Chinese astronauts return to Earth after 90-day mission. Groundbreaking bacteria-killing viruses unite with antibiotics to fight devastating antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Researchers in Germany discover a new species of otter. SpaceX's tourist crew healthy, happy and resting. Jaws, how an African ray-finned fish is helping us to rethink the fundamentals of evolution. Scientists shepherds Perseverance rover through first phase of Martian rock sampling. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, September 17th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. The 22 best dog foods for labs. Apple's plan to scan your phone raises the stakes on a key question: can you trust big tech? Hiking 17,000 miles for citizen science and the environment. Michio Kaku shares about his lifelong quest for a theory of everything. On average, average may not mean what you think it does. Medical mystery: the pill is associated with an increased risk of violent death. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. White House warns that debt limit showdown could hurt states. NZ postpones cricket tour of Pakistan over security concerns. South Korean clubs to meet in Asian Champions League QFs. Trial begins over COVID outbreak in Austrian ski resort. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Word Game, September 17, 2021. Horoscope September 17, 2021, Kyle Chandler, live, learn and go about your business. Bridge, September 17, 2021. Harriet Cole, was it a mistake to take my dad to the birthday party? Miss Manners, am I really expected to give food to the exhausted parents? Dear Abby, my boss listens in while I work from home. Ask Amy, one of the twins dumped me over this birthday fight. 2 charged with using drone to fly drugs into California jail. Contra Costa County to recommend schools mandate COVID vaccines for students, official says. Fire destroys Palo Alto home tied to Google co-founder. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Anthony Gonzalez, House Republican who voted to impeach Trump, won't seek re-election. Terry McAuliffe attacks Glenn Youngkin as Trump wannabe. Glenn Youngkin deems election security democracy issue. McAuliffe, Youngkin pledge absolutely to recognize election results upon state certification. Terry McAuliffe, Glenn Youngkin trade anti-vax attacks in first Virginia governor debate. Nancy Pelosi, what's his name Donald Trump will lose again if he runs in 2024. Biden's long overdue tax hikes span from Wall Street to Main Street, from super wealthy to smokers. Migrants camped under Del Rio, Texas bridge double to more than 9,000 people. Democrats push for $50,000 per year journalist tax credit sparks GOP media collusion accusations. George Allen, Glenn Youngkin win over Terry McAuliffe would require a focus on economic issues. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Oil company official overseeing crackdown on pipeline resistance cut teeth at Amazon and Exxon. At Rikers Island, inmates locked in showers without food and defecating in bags. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, September 17, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Bears predictions, Week 2 versus Bengals. 3 found shot on near North Side. 2 shot about half-mile apart outside on Lower West Side. Man shot and wounded on Lakeshore Drive. 15-year-old boy critically wounded in Irving Park shooting. 1 killed, 1 wounded in unrelated shootings a block apart in South Loop. Illinois basketball head coach Brad Underwood to get contract extension. Horoscope for Friday, September 17, 2021. Man fatally shot in Englewood, police. Woman killed, 3 injured, in hit and run in East Garfield Park, police. The next headlines are from the Times of India. New Zealand call off Pakistan cricket series after security alert. Daily COVID-19 vaccination crosses 1 CR mark for 4th time. iPhone 13 features won't get in Android phones. Mahindra faces backlash over dangerous post. COVID letter, are pregnant women more at risk? Meet Katrina Maria whose pics in Ronaldo No. 7 jersey went viral. Radicalization a big challenge, PM at SCO meet. Protest against farm laws, Akali Dal leaders detained. Countries where iPhone 13 series is cheaper than India. Ola sells battery-powered scooters worth Rs 1,100 crore in 2 days. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, September 17, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Things to do, the best things to eat and drink in Houston this weekend. Things to watch, Prisoners of the Ghostland. Things to do, take a Texas trip with the Living Coast. Best of Houston 2021, Best Greek Restaurant. Best of Houston 2021, Best Beer List. Best of Houston 2021, Gay Bar. Best of Houston 2021, Best Bar, Montrose. Texans try to go 2-0 with big upset in Cleveland. Review, My Fair Lady at the Hobby. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this fall 2021. The next headlines are about world records making news. 820-foot pedestrian bridge in Canada sets Guinness World Record, Telangana today. White catfish catch shatters state, and maybe, world record, BedfordGazette.com. Asta Guru Sale achieves white glove result, establishes world record for 4 artists, the Indian Express. Woman stays in L-sit position for over 5 minutes, bags world record, watch, Hindustan Times. Gardener shatters world record by growing 839 tomatoes on a single stem, the U.S. Sun. How Bryce Alford is planning to set new Guinness World Record, Perth Now. Fitness fanatic battles painful condition to break world record by holding plank pose for 9 hours, the U.S. Sun. Yoga trainer sets 3rd world record, Times of India. Lightwave logic skyrockets 20% on setting world record performance for ultra-high-speed modulators, Seeking Alpha. Disney fans' Cars collection earns Guinness World Record, UPI News. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. U.S. Secretary of State deletes tweet in support of Wompong for some reason. The ex-NSA operative cyber mercenary scandal shows the spyware industry is totally out of control. Guillermo del Toro's new movie, Nightmare Alley, finally has a trailer. NYCC and SDCC set their sights on returning to in-person cons. The FTC wants to rein in your health app's privacy problems. VHS 94's first trailer looks like a spooky jump start to the series. Former employer of meme stock king Roaring Kitty gets hit with $4 million fine. Rare absence of summer snow is killing Mount Shasta's glaciers. The subscription-less version of Office 2021 launches October 5th. Marvel's Eternal star Lauren Ridloff wants movie theaters to be more accessible for everyone. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was in minus a lot at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in minus Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Study confirms superior sound of a Stradivarius due to the varnish. Billionaire Sackler's immunity threatened as Department of Justice moves to block opioid deal. Apple sunsets the 256 GB iPhone Southeast. Nintendo's thing after the Switch, how an overheard convo sent me reeling. Battlefield 2042 joins recent game delay frenzy, moves to November. Man once called world's largest facilitator of child porn sentenced to 27 years. Office 2021 will be available for non-Microsoft 365 subscribers on October 5th. Lost Judgment Impressions, 15 Wild Hours in Yokohama. Hospital staff must swear off Tylenol, Tums to get religious vaccine exemption. Alphabet's laser internet system has sent 700 terabytes of data with 99.9% uptime. The following headlines are from Raw Story. The Activist Implosion, how a reality show working for greater good became a capitalist nightmare. These are my people, here are the 5 most shocking revelations from Woodward and Costa's new Trump book. Genius Madison Cawthorn mocked for claiming the Constitution prohibits airlines from requiring vaccinations. How the banking industry is using social media to kill Biden's efforts to tax the rich. Cringe-inducing awkwardness as Fox News host opines on hotness of former Alaska governor. Psychologist Mary Trump ridicules Paul O'Brien's psychoanalysis of her uncle. Lindsey Graham failed spectacularly at repairing Trump's relationship with Mike Pence, Woodward book. Florida chiropractor who gives mask exemptions to anyone who asks shrugs off all responsibility in CNN interview. Wake up, key Air Force leader warns against racial problems being dismissed as woke culture. Republican who voted for impeachment won't run for re-election, and calls Trump a cancer for the country. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. The high human cost of America's cheap sugar. The man behind Saturday's pro-Trump rally once praised a far-right assassin. Residents of western states face a dry, dangerous, underinsured future. A last laugh, Norm Macdonald eulogizes Norm Macdonald. Vaccine protests prove the only personal liberties cops care about are their own. Black men are pushed to pursue sports, why not medicine? The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Sex education and its eclectic clothes capture the trials of being a teen, Financial Times. Seriously, why does anyone want to go to space? The Cut. SETI Institute in the news, Media Roundup, August 16 to 31, 2021, SETI Institute. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Scope of global silicon oxide, SiOx, ReRAM technology market segmentation analysis of by type, challenges, applications, still water current. Functional mechanism of bone marrow-derived mesenchymal stem gene, Dove Medical Press. Pandemic effects may have lowered baby IQs, study says, EdSARS. Drug targets for memory enhancement, here is what a recent study suggests, Times Now. Good anxiety review, the upside of worry, The Wall Street Journal. Research reveals drug targets for memory enhancement, Science Daily. Neuromorphic learning with mocked insulator Neo, pnas.org. Research paves the way for advances in the treatment of many brain disorders, News Medical Net. Oligoprogression after immunotherapy and targeted therapy in metastatic melanoma, Cancer Network. Aptinic secures $50 million growth capital credit facility from K2 Health Ventures, Valdosta Daily Times. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Billionaires are betting on anti-aging research, but can aging really be cured? Pharmaceutical technology. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, September 17, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Breaking, Congressional bill for new UFO UAP investigations unit put on union calendar. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, September 17, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.